Hello students, this is the fourth chapter of your political science book, that is Understanding Laws. A basic idea after the independence that we talk about is understanding the laws and that everyone in the society is equal before the law. So, be it a rich, be it a poor, be it a minister or be it a servant, everyone would follow the same rules and same laws. For example, there is a rule for right to vote and there is a certain age requirement that would be same for a rich person, same for a poor person, same for a servant or same for a minister. So that does not discriminate. The Constitution does not discriminate at present, but when we talk about understanding laws, we must have a kind of historical framework in mind. So let's understand in these in two sections. First, let's talk about the pre-independence period, that is before 1947, and the post-independence period, that is after 1947. So, what was the difference that existed between these two periods? In pre-independent period, we have the Sedition Act that we talked about. This was the law where any person protesting or criticizing the British government could be arrested without due trial. That was a kind of practice called arbitrary. Because there was no specific reason, the only way was for a common Indian to be quiet and if not, they would be put to trial. So that was a kind of arbitrary law. However, post independence, we have come up with various laws, and all of these laws basically have a kind of constitutional framework, and they do not discriminate people. So that's the key idea of pre-independence India and the post-independence India. If we would see the historic period, there used to kings and kingsmen, and then you had people who were working for them. So there was a hierarchy in the society, and caste system was highly predominant during that period. So during that period, we could say this was discrimination. There were discrimination, and this discrimination was if there is a penalty that is to be applied. A person from higher caste would have to pay low penalty. However, a person from lower caste would have to pay a high penalty. So that was a kind of discrimination during the past time. Again, if there is a any kind of criminal case, if there is a case of smuggling, if there is a case of theft, all these cases are brought to court, and a violation of this. So violation of any standard law that is there would be considered or would be punishment, and therefore we say all people are equal before the law, and law does not discriminate at present based on gender, caste or religion. And once you have a person who has been accused or found guilty or violating the law, he could be given a punishment for the same. Now the things have changed from the colonial time. As we say, during the colonial time, there was arbitrary laws or rules, arbitrary rules that existed. We already talked about the sedition laws. Similarly, there was the Rowlatt Act. Now, Rowlatt Act also talked about imprisoning the people without trial. So, Dr. Saifuddin Kichlo and Dr. Satyapal were arrested, and to protest this arrest, people held meetings at Jallianwala Bagh, and General Dyer started the firing there. So, all these were kind of Indian national movement. When we talk about a history, we understand how Indian national movement was gaining momentum based on the discrimination that existed in the society.